What's going on, everybody? Wow, that's a great way to start off. But it is the Geek Saga. It is Wednesday, and it is actually 7:30. I was watching the clock; it turned, and I was like, "Bam! I'm going to hit it this time today on the money," and I did. So, guys, it is great to be on tonight. We've got a really special guest. I'm really excited to have him on. Like, I've missed him a couple times when he's been at cons, and I was hoping to catch him and we've missed each other, and then we finally got him onto the show. So I'm really excited to finally have him on. And yeah, you guys are gonna. It's an awesome thing. I'm serious. I'm like, I was feeling a little bit like fanboyish as I was talking to him. So it's really cool to have him on. But anyways, guys, it is the Geek Saga, and I am your host, Eugene. Unfortunately, David had a family emergency, so he is not with us tonight. And we're just hoping everything is good with him and his family. So. But you guys are stuck with this face tonight. So basically, so how's it going, Eugene? Well, stuck at work. I think this is day 7 of 14. And yeah, we only got a few more days to go before we get to go home. But today was a good day. I actually had a lot of fun. Today is the 250th birthday of the Army. Yay. All right. There was a 250-mile ruck march today that we had to be part of, and not doing it because I'm too old to be doing that stuff. And it doesn't sound fun to have to go 250 miles with a backpack on my back. Yeah, I'm not meant for that anymore. I don't think I ever was. But anyways, yeah, had to do that at work. And then after that, we actually had some Korean barbecue. And I went fishing. And as I was telling our guest earlier, I caught a rope, 2 sticks, and some weeds. But it was great. I don't really care. I enjoy being out there. And company I had today was great. I had a lot of fun with the guys, just being out there. It's one of those things. If you guys have never been fishing, it's a lot of fun. I know it sounds like an old dad thing and everyone's like, oh, fishing, but it's actually pretty relaxing depending on where you go, and who you're with can actually help also when you're either just chatting or even just sitting there, enjoying the scenery. And that's what we did today. So it was a lot of fun. But with that, we need to get into this show. And so therefore we got to get into these affiliates quick because we got some time because, life happens. So we don't have a lot of time. Anyways, guys, starting off with, if my screen was correct, Ulanzi. Ulanzi is a great company. We use them a lot of the lights. And if you guys watched last week's show, I did hold up some of the Ulanzi lights that we do have. We have a lot of the little selfie lights that we do put on top of our cameras when we go to events. I have a lot of their lights at home that I use that are kind of going to be switching over to kind of a, when we go to events now, because we're going to use the lights there to kind of give us that ambiance. But a lot of stuff that we use is Ulanzi. So check them out. Click on the link that's in our bio, and it'll send you over there. It's an affiliate, so when you purchase from them, it helps us out, guys, because then, for every purchase, we get a little bit of whatever, all that stuff. But anyways, guys, they are great products. We don't talk about any product that we are not like either using or behind 100%. So these guys, we definitely are behind 100%. They've got great deals and a lot of great lights, guys. A lot of great lights. Check them out. Next, we've got Renegade Game Studios, which is another affiliate of ours, but they've got some great games. If you know how to play D&D 5th edition, then you're going to know how to play their RPGs, but then they also have deck builders. They've got a lot of great IP, like Transformers, Mighty Morphin Power Rangers, My Little Pony, G.I. Joe, the list goes on and on of different games. They come as deck builders and they come as RPGs. So check them out, guys. Link, click, buy, help. All right, next, we've got Legendary Supplements. I haven't seen Randy in a long time. I think he's not in love with this anymore. It's okay. We still love him. We love this product. Guys, if you guys have never tried it, it is a focus drink. I have it right here. It's a shot. Boom. This one is actually really good. I haven't drank this one yet because I haven't needed it while I'm at work. But it is not energy drink. It has about as much as a cup of coffee as far as caffeine. But for the most part, it is an energy or a focus drink. So if you're gaming, this helps you out. It gives you that split-second little like laser point focus. This one is Kick Mango Peach. They all gotta slow down. They also have Blizzard Mojito, which has got a real kick to it. When you drink it, it really resets your senses when you drink this stuff. But it is a great product. I've used it actually on the range, which helped me out. Yeah, it helped me out with, it seems like minute, but it got me to actually be able to get those jitters out, especially for that first shot, and then I'm able to just keep going. So it's a great product. David uses it too. Everybody who's tried it said it tastes great, and it actually works. So check them out. Go to their website. Use Geek Saga 77 for their as a discount code for the first purchase. It's about 10% off on it, so check them out. Guys, next we've got Movo. Movo is another great company that we use. The microphones that we use, all the microphones that we have, whether it's going to be at cons, at signings, wherever we go, we are using Movo microphones. They're great also. I'm telling you guys because, again, we use them. Whether it's the ones that plug directly into your phone or the ones that actually tie into your boards, they have some great products. And it's also great if you are starting out as podcasters or videographers because they always have great sales and they're a good place to go to. So check them out. Again, link in bio, buy, help, great. They love us. They don't know us, but they love us. They will. I swear they will. But it's good products. Finally, we want to talk about Watchers TCG, which is another great company. I love these guys. You know why I love these guys? Because they're friends of ours. There we go. Alex over there, Donna, Justin. I just forgot the last guy's name. I know I feel bad, but it's a great game. And I used to have it right here on my desk, but I don't have it anymore. But I always have a copy of it. It's actually behind the desk, but it's a great game. It's a card builder. Again, it's another one of those that it's got like a mixture of Magic meets like Star Wars-ish. I guess that's the best way to put it. But it is a fun game to check out. They've got starter packs. They've got like a deluxe pack that has enough for 2 players. And they got this great mat, which is neoprene. It's big, and it's able to fit both players. So check them out. Love these guys. I will continue to promote them. They're huge supporters of the military when it comes to their products. So, of course, I'm going to support them because we love that. But also, Alex is a friend of mine, so I'm a little biased. I know, but it's okay. Anyways, all right, guys. So that's it for our what do you call it? Affiliates. I almost forgot what the word is. But yes, Dennis, what's going on? What up? And James over on Instagram. Guys, it is time for us to bring in our guest today because, again, I've been waiting to be able to talk to him for a while, and I do love his comic. I really do. I'm not just saying that just because he's sitting in our green room, but it's also because I've read it, I love it, and I've got every issue that's come out so far. So, what's going on? Oh, Dennis, did you get the link I sent you on IG? Yes, I did. Yes, I did. That's Adams. I know. I did look at it. I swear. Yeah, I did. Today we lost the co-creator of from Real Ghostbusters storyboard artist Jim Smith passed away. That's who he was sending me. So sad news. Yes. I did, and I've seen all your links, Dennis, just so you know. But anyways, God, see, this is what happens when I'm all by myself. I get derailed on what I'm doing. Anyways, all right, time to bring in our guest. Let us do it in the style of Geek Saga as always. So, Mr. Robinson, who do we have coming on today?
That's it. Who could that be? Let's see. This is how you answer a door in
Geek Saga.
Who is it?
Rose, you know, we've done this type of intro ever since we started the show, and I always love seeing the reaction from our guests.
It's that brings me back. That was Eddie Murphy's the best. That was awesome.
I always love seeing his Mr. Robinson's Neighborhood because it's always just like, oh crap, that's seriously hilarious stuff. But welcome to the show, Adam. It is so awesome to finally have you on, and I have really been waiting for the chance to be able to have you on ever since I got the first issue, which you actually signed. It was two of our guys it was one guy, one girl that actually went over to Revenge of and met you there and had a chance to talk to you, and they got this exact. I had to put it up. I've had it up in this particular setting since day one also. So I have all your issues. And I was just at We Can Be Heroes. Actually, I'm missing one. I'm missing number 2. But I did just get the latest one because I was like, hey, what's this? And I just grabbed it, and Julio's all like, oh, well, yeah, that's the new one. I was like, all right, well, I'm going to buy it. So, but it's great to have you on, man. Welcome.
Awesome to be here. No, I mean, I appreciate it. I remember meeting your guest hosts or your what do you call it? Like when people go out in the field operatives for Geek Saga and Revenge. They were awesome. It was really cool getting to and that was a fun event. That was like Golden Apple was at Revenge of. It was like this. The synergy in the comics world is always something that just makes me feel good. Like people are just super supportive of each other no matter what's going on.
Yeah, that's something that we've always talked about, especially on the show, because you think of it as something being so huge. It's like the comic book industry because you see all the cons and that are going on and everything else that's going on with it. But when you really, really think about it, it's actually a small community, and it's a really cool community to be a part of.
Yeah. No, I couldn't agree more. I mean, I've been collecting comics before writing comics, but since I was like 10 years old. I mean, comic books are just that magic formula for me that is the most constant, other than my family and people I love. But as far as a source of joy goes, that is an inanimate object that somehow just gets into my body every time I pick one up. It's comic books.
It is. It's an escapism for us, and it's always been. And when was the first time, or at least the first comic that you got, if you remember that?
I do. It was, I think, oddly enough, it was a Doctor Who comic.
Okay.
My grandfather just sent me a care package of comic books. This was a guy that, World War II veteran, who never set foot in a comic book store until he just thought about his oldest grandchild, and he went to this shop, and I don't know what he said to them, but they gave him a stack to send to me. Doctor Who was in there. I think even Teen Titans versus X-Men was in there.
Oh, wow.
Yeah. So that cover's burned into my brain as well. And so one of those two was the first.
Okay. I still remember my first comic, which was G.I. Joe, and it had a big head of Snake Eyes on the front cover. Like, that's ingrained. Oh. It's crazy how that first comic book, and whatever it was, you remember the cover. You remember the inside because you read it over and over again as a kid because It's just like so amazing. You didn't even care where the story was as far as the issues and all that. It's just like, oh, this is seriously cool. So
you're right. And people didn't seem as worried about like jumping in or jumping out. Now it's like some careful consideration of making sure people are like able to figure out what's happening when you drop in the middle of something.
Yeah, but I mean, you went from reading comic books to creating comic books.
Yeah, it's been a dream. I mean, it's been like I've been passionately like reading them forever, and then like I've been making my just taking my hour of writing, and finally just things started cooking and clicking for me, and I'm excited about what's going on with Huge Detective. I'm excited what's coming down the road after this. And yeah, the final issue, I just approved it. It's coming out June 18th.
All right, so I'm gonna have to make sure that I tell Julio, put that into my pool box so I don't miss it. 'Cause-
Yeah, Julio, he needs to know. Absolutely.
yeah, definitely. But okay, so how did you get started doing this crazy stuff of writing comic books and everything?
Well, you know, like forever, I was like writing short little script type things for like short films or sketch comedy, and I was writing short stories a lot. And then I met up like this is like almost 20 years ago now, or a little like in between, but I really wanted to start writing comics. And initially, I was intimidated by the form because there are a lot of ways people write them, and an amazing creator, Adam Beechin, who he's done books like Batgirl. He's done Justice League. He's like been a cartoon writer for like Transformers, you name it. And he kind of took me under his wing when I was just working on it, and he sent me scripts of his, and that really helped a lot. And he's a very honest dude, so he told me what was working, what didn't work. And then like my first book that found a home was a all ages, like, or actually maybe like more like a younger slanted all ages, called Playground: Attack of the Gurglebots, which like that was a one shot kind of mini graphic novel. And then I did Corollary, which was with Source Point Press, and now, you know, Huge Detective and some other like little things in anthologies. And I'm writing every day, and I'm working with some amazing people.
That's awesome. Like, to be able to do what you're passionate about is just the greatest thing ever. I mean, it doesn't feel like a job for you, does it?
No, I mean, the writing it keeps me centered, if anything. Like it's like a daily, it's like exercise. I need it in my life. And if it ever became a chore, like, oh God, I just got to finish this issue or this or that, then I'd question what I'm doing. No, like even just in like deep diving research, like, you know, I'm excited to get this Legion of Superheroes 5 years later omnibus that just came out.
Oh.
I guess Mark Waid wrote the intro for it. It passed me by. It came out in the 80s, and I get like right after Watchmen. But people are like raving about how it's just got this unique grittiness to it that, you know, and I've always been a Legion of Superheroes fan. So hearing about like a kind of darker side of them from the 80s, let alone, that's stoked my curiosity.
That's cool. Like, so what was it like when you were younger that you geeked out on? I mean, comic books is something that you obviously you got into, but what else were you like really into?
Oh gosh, I mean, He-Man, like action figures, fun story and sad story.
Okay.
When He-Man was first going strong, and the cartoon and the toys, Bubble Yum had this promotion where, kind of like Willy Wonka, if you got a piece of gum wrap that said you won the entire collection. I got that piece of gum and I lost the wrapper, or someone stole it. I'm not sure which, because I was at a sleepaway camp for a week, and I told everybody I had it, and I put it in an envelope near my bed, and I couldn't find it when it was time to go home.
Oh man, God, that hurts even me.
Yeah. But no, I mean, I was a Star Wars guy, still am. Lord of the Rings. I read all the books before seeing the movies, and the movies are great. The books are even better.
Oh, yeah.
Isaac Asimov, the Foundation series, which the show, by the way, if you haven't heard of it, I think it's on Apple. Great show. The books are 10 times better, but I love the show. I'm a voracious reader of speculative fiction since I was almost the same age as when I got comic books in my life.
Nice.
So Star Trek, like, if you were to ask me to choose between Next Generation and original, I'm going to be honest and lean Next Generation.
Okay.
Jean-Luc Picard.
Yes.
he's my guy.
I was about to say, look, I get it. Star Trek, yeah, and I'm sure Star Wars fans out there, which I am a huge Star Wars fan, like huge. I still like Star Trek. I did like the original, but Next Generation, can't go wrong with that.
No, and Deep Space Nine. I mean, I stuck. I mean, I'm a little spotty in more recent years, but the new stuff is great. I don't know. I just haven't gone like all in the way I used to.
Yeah, this newer stuff is a little. I mean, a lot of the newer stuff that's coming out is a little like.
Though Andor, and I haven't seen this new season yet. I'm kind of saving it up. The first season was amazing.
You know, funny you say that. So I couldn't get through the first three. Like I saw the first 3 episodes, and I couldn't do it with Andor. I was just like, I don't know.
It's a slow burn.
Yes.
Right? Oh, yeah, you got somebody on here bringing up Robot Dreams. I love Robot Dreams. Yeah, I mean, I read a bunch of other than the Foundation series. But yes, that's a good call.
I'm actually reading. I don't know if you've heard of the Dungeon Crawler Carl series that's out right now.
No.
So I think his name is Matt. I'm looking across because it's sitting on my nightstand here in my room. Matt Dieneman. Who?
Oh yeah, I know that name.
Yeah. So the Dungeon Crawler Carl series, if you get a chance, you got to read them. They're hilarious. It's about a dude, or it's in a world. Actually, our world gets repossessed by aliens from another galaxy, and it sucks everything into the ground because they're repossessing everything. And if whatever human was left on the top side, they open up doors and they go into the world, and it's a Dungeons and Dragons theme, like reality show that they're living through.
Oh, that sounds great. Okay.
And, yeah, it's him and his girlfriend's ex-girlfriend's cat that survived, Princess Donut.
Okay.
So,
no, well, I'll tell you the most recent, like just speculative fiction I read, and it's about to be a TV show. Literally, I think in 2 days on Apple again. Murderbot Diaries.
I haven't heard of that, but I'll check it out.
I read the book in like a day and a half. I mean, it was only 140 pages, but normally I take a little longer. I couldn't put it down, and the show looks great. It's a little bit of humor, a lot of hard sci-fi, like this robot that looks humanish is hired to watch over these scientists on this really scary planet, and I think we're just in his head, or its head. We know what it's thinking, and it's all from their point of view.
All right, I'll have to check that out. I'll have to look for the book and then watch the show.
Yeah, I always do
watch
that.
The show and then read the book.
I'm with you. I'm totally.
So, let's talk about Huge Detective, because
yes,
that's the new new issue is going to be coming out on the 18th of June. We just got number 5, which I just picked up.
No, you picked up number 4.
Number 5 is coming out. Yes,
that's right.
So, tell us about the book or the comic.
Yeah, I mean, it's been. I couldn't have. Other than some of the delays, other than that, I couldn't have asked for more. Magenta King is incredible. He's the artist. He's based in Brazil. He's done you should check out Jenny Zero that he did with David Dwanch. It's Dark Horse. That's where I was introduced to his work, because the kaiju in they're huge. I knew I needed somebody that could handle the vast challenges of scale that my comic, that Huge Detective, is going to have. And I reached out to him during the kind of peak COVID days, and he loved the idea. Next thing, we were Zooming every other week and just coming up with designs and then thumbnails, and boom, we hit the ground running. And actually, more and more people tell me how unique it is that we're so tight, me and Magenta, because him and his wife, Simone, who's also our colorist, or she does some of the coloring, they came and stayed with us, and we did Patton Oswalt, Jordan Bloom, and Revenge of's big summer con or creator, X, whatever. I forget the name of it now. I'm blanking on it. Oh, the Block Party.
Yes.
Which was amazing. And it was a dream come true, like sitting there with Magenta. He's doing sketches for people where like all these incredible creators were there. And yeah, just having him here like that. And then we've been riffing and we have these new big ideas coming down the road that are, I'm excited to get going. Huge Detective it's fantasy noir. It's, if somebody likes True Detective or Roald Dahl's BFG, give us a shot. I think you're going to be happy. It's about relationships of like opposites and people learning to accept each other for who they are.
Yeah, it's a really great comic. Like from the moment I opened it up and I started reading it, I was like, I really like this. It's like it is unique in the storytelling and everything about it. And I was like, I like the art. It is really great art also. And that's my big thing is like, it's got to have that combination of good story, but good art. And I'm like, I'm sucked in. But
I appreciate that.
I did get a Magenta original right here.
Oh yes.
Yeah. I almost forgot that I had that. It was in the back of the comic. And because I didn't want to get it all messed up, so I was like, I'm going to keep it right here. And yeah, he did a personal little drawing of one of the giants, which is great.
That's awesome. Oh, I'm glad you got that.
So, sorry, I'm going to put this away so I can save that. But so you've got 4 issues, 5. The final issue, the 5th one's coming out in June. After that, what's the next project that you're going to be bringing up or working on?
Well, there are various stages. I'm not really able to give any big announcements yet, but I'm working with a couple other people like me and Magenta. And well, I'll tell you one wonderful thing in issue 5, and he's also going to be, and he did one of the variant covers for issue 1 is Dalton, another brilliant Brazilian artist, and him and Magenta are super tight. So he, I'm not going to say what the specifics are, but he did a little backup story in issue 5 for us.
Sweet.
So I couldn't be happier that all came through, and Titan was awesome about letting us get that in there, because in the first 4 issues, there's like a little case file kind of short story journal that I wrote from different characters' points of view that build up the rest of the world. And then I wanted to do it again, but I was like, you know what, let's have it be like a little mini comic, like an epilogue, a backstory. So Dalton got in on that with us. And, the 3 of us have been working on something new that we're really excited about. So there's things coming. Nothing I can exactly announce just yet. I'm hoping to have some big announcements by like San Diego.
Okay, nice. And you're going to be at San Diego.
Yeah. I'm not tabling, but I'm going to be just wandering around aimlessly, or maybe with some aim for those 3, like Thursday, Friday, Saturday, and Sunday. And I think Titan's going to have a table again or booth, so I'll get to do something with them. And I'm hoping to hear about some panels that I'll get to do. But yeah, it'll be great.
That's awesome. And you're like, honestly, I follow you on Instagram and I'm seeing everywhere you're going, and it's like, you are a busy man.
I mean, I'm lucky. Like, we can be heroes. Had me come out last week for Free Comic Book Day. I mean, it's just, I think it's also because, if you're a comic book person and you live in the LA or just Southern California or Oregon, like Portland, I'd say, it feels like it's just really welcoming comic book communities. Like, there's just a lot. I mean, New York City too, of course, and there's a lot of amazing people everywhere. But as far as density of comic book people, there seem to be a lot here.
Yeah, I mean, you've got this month alone. This month is a month of cons. I when I was looking down the list of everything that was going on, I mean, everything from something as small as like the WeCon, which is what We Can Be Heroes is going to be putting on, part of Blockfest that's in Chatsworth.
That's right.
Did you hear about that?
Yes. Yeah. Oh, yeah. Yeah. They told me about it.
So there's that. There's Omega Con, which is out this way because I'm up in the San Miguel area. which is over, but it's over in Fresno or Madero. They have a con going on over there. There's Pasadena Comic Con. There is like cons galore for this month, and
Yeah.
Southern California is becoming again what it was back in I would say more like the 80s into the 90s, but the mecca when it comes to cons and comic book stores.
Yeah, no, I mean the owners of the stores and it's a great community. Revenge of, as we talked about, awesome. My local shop in Eagle Rock, Comics vs. Toys.
Oh, I know the place.
Ace is the man. I mean, he's a riot. He gives me a hard time every time I come in, but that's where my pull list is.
Nice. All right. So with the comic book industry, seeing how like now that you're in this comic book industry and going from a reader to being in it, like seeing the direction that this comic book industry has come, do you see a resurgence of us getting back into like actual print, whereas before we were starting to see a lot more digital?
I think yes, I do think, especially like with the incredible sales of like the Absolute comics. Mm-hmm. And the brilliant move again of DC of those compendium, those little digest sized ones, mm-hmm. as well as Bad Ideas, new first issue, like sold 500,000 copies or something. I mean, and it's gorgeous. Planet Death or Death Planet. Mm-hmm. It's Dinesh of Bad Ideas, amazing. Like I've gotten to talk to him and go to one of his like comic gatherings, and I hope he has something at San Diego. But I don't know. I feel not to mention like manga is like booming, and I've been getting into manga a lot more just to help. I mean, just because I love it, but also it's just opening my eyes to even more ways to tell a good story. So I think I'm not saying that digital's dead. I know that people will still get their comics that way, but I think the physical copies are still doing quite well. I mean, I don't know what's going to happen if there's like suddenly some kind of paper shortage. I know, like, you know, if you want to into the global stuff that's going on or the diamond stuff, that is out of my area of expertise. But if you're talking about just do people want to read a physical comic? Absolutely.
Yeah, and then it's funny that like these kids, and because I got a 15-year-old.
Me too.
You know, so seeing her talking about like, yeah, I like comic books. I want comic books, or I want books, and they're like, it's so retro. It's like, no, that's not retro. That's how I used to do it back in the day. I mean, come on, you're making me feel really old. But these kids are starting to get into and want to have
physical media.
Yeah, physical media again, and it's great.
Yes.
It's great, even though that we've seen a lot of bookstores close, but Barnes and Nobles has stayed open, and we're seeing that starting to get huge amounts of traffic once again, which is great.
Yes, no, absolutely. In fact, I've been reading about a resurgence of new bookstores over in like England. Like people are just craving getting to be in bookstores and just have those like the physical copies of everything. And you know, your guy online here saying true graphic novels are a lost art. I mean, I think we're seeing more of that again. In fact, I just read about first time a graphic novel or graphic memoir, either way, won the Pulitzer since Mouse. Just happened this year.
Really? Which one was it? I didn't.
I knew you were going to ask. Hold on. I had it queued up in my. I haven't got it yet, but I have it in my on my list. Oh, here it is. It is called, and it looks beautiful. Feeling Ghosts, a graphic memoir by Tessa Hulse, and it's, I think, about like generations of family, I believe Chinese American or Chinese, I'm not sure which, I haven't read it yet, but first one to win the Pulitzer since Mouse. That's a long time between.
That is. I remember seeing that Mouse graphic novel. That's, whew.
Yeah, and you know, that's the thing too. Like if you think about the year or like the 3 years, like when Mouse came out the exact same time roughly as Watchmen, as Dark Knight Returns. I mean, there was something just brewing in that time. And I think we're in a new time like that now, to answer your question. I think we're seeing, I mean, I got to show you this because I'm so bad with names. I better show it to you, show you the book. This is one of three. This is the third of this manga series that is just stunning. And it's called Tokyo These Days. It's a trilogy, and it's so inside baseball that, like, because it's about it's fiction, but it's about a manga creator or editor who leaves because he's dissatisfied with, like, he doesn't want to sell out, and he like tries to recruit all these other manga creators to make the perfect manga by Taiyo Matsumoto, who's done some other huge, amazing books. It's just three books. It's like reading poetry in the best possible way, because I know some people are like, oh God, poetry. No, I mean, this is just lyrical, beautiful storytelling. But no action. I mean, just, I don't know. I couldn't put them down. So I think we are in a Renaissance period.
It's great. It's great that we are in that Renaissance period. And like you said, when Watchmen, Mouse, Dark Knight Returns, when all those things came out during the 80s, we saw a complete change in the comic book industry and storytelling, artwork, everything at that moment. And with now, because we did have kind of the dark, I want to call them the dark ages of comic books, which was during the like early 2000s, late, mid 2000s, they were not all, but we're starting to see it change once again to the point of we're seeing like your comic book, which is on more of an independent, what do you call it? Publisher?
Yeah,
but
Titan.
We're seeing a lot of them come out on these smaller comic book publishers, and they're amazing. We're not in the era of superheroes anymore. It's more of storytelling and the artwork.
Yeah, I think there's room for both, because like even with like the Absolute comics, like there's a gorgeous Martian Manhunter is like a lesson in experimental visual storytelling. The new Absolute Martian Manhunter. If you haven't seen it, it's ridiculous. But yeah, I think there's just a lot of amazing creating going on right now. And like Distillery, like with their oversized, I don't know what you call that size of comic book, but those are awesome. Almost, I think I haven't read everything they're doing, but I'm pretty up to date. It's just, and there too, I think, like you asked about like physical versus digital, I think there is something you lose in the digital. Well, unless you're making it for digital, like if your intention then you could have that, like that pacing that you want. But if you're making it for a comic, which is how, I mean, a physical one like I did, there's a rhythm to the pages. You want your reader, okay, they're turning on this, they're gonna feel that. This whole page is gonna give them this kind of vibe. So if that is, I think, lost, unless, like I said, you're creating something from scratch for digital, because I know there's a lot of like vertical comics that are awesome, and that's a different form that you'd have to, like, I don't think you can like just expect a physical comic to just perfectly translate into digital like that.
Yeah, having that splash page across is, you open up, you're like, whoa,
yes,
and it's just beautifully drawn, especially when they're really drawn well and all that. Yeah, you can't get it. Just, it's a different feel when it's on a digital, and you're just like, okay, there it is.
No, and then, like, I mean, Magenta, with what he could do, like, I have the issue 1 right here. Like, this is his cover. I mean, just what he was able to do with the big kind of moment we see our huge detective, like just the scale and scope, like, but having him in the same frame as Tamaki, like just to zoom in on her, but then seeing that she's the size of, like, I don't know, like
tiny,
just your fingernail.
Yeah.
And it's just, it's hard to capture that on a screen, I think, unless it's a movie. And comics are just, it's an art form that is so special because there's magic in those pages. There's magic in the panels, like gutter, panel to panel, like something's happening and our brains are wiring something that you just don't get in any other medium.
And that moment in your comic it's an awesome moment because you see giants in other parts, but the thing is to see your giant with the main character sitting there on, it's like, all right, these things are huge. I get it. All right. So huge detective.
That's it.
I really, honestly, Adam, I really do love your comic. I love the artwork that Magenta's done. Every issue I have literally been reading, and it's something that I don't just say this for whoever comes on our show, but it is something. If I stand behind it, obviously I want to talk about it. I want to talk to the creator because you're doing great work.
That means a lot. I appreciate that. Thank you.
You're welcome, and I can't wait till your next thing that you put out because I can guarantee you I will be picking it up, and I'll make sure that I'm like, there we go. Got it.
Awesome.
So, but I know we're going to have to let you go in a few minutes. So what I want to do is I want to give you the moment to be able to tell us like where we can find you or where our guests can find you and what next event you're going to be doing. And then I guess, your comic.
I'm Instagram. I am Shazam Cap. That's Shazam and then CAP. My website, I do have a website that has a lot of info and tidbits. Nothing new. I have to update as far as upcoming things, but AdamHarryRose.com. My middle name is Harry, Harry. And then I'm on Blue Sky as Adam Rose and X as I think like Adam H Rose or something like that. I guess she's like the Instagram is the quickest and easiest one, even though it's not my name, or my website has all the links. And then as far as upcoming stuff goes, like San Diego is the next big one. Although I guess there is a cool surprise is I'm getting to go to my Huge Detective, the publisher's headquarters in London in the end of June, like right when the final issue comes out. So there should be some surprise little footage of me getting to be there with them, and we might even get to have like one little special signing in London. So that's awesome. That's to be determined, but it is happening. And then like I said, for sure San Diego, and I'm hoping that issue 5 is gonna satisfy everybody the way I think it definitely will. And I told you about. I didn't spoil exactly, but there is like that special backstory after the ending. And then the whole collected edition is going to come in October. And I will have a big surprise announcement about something involving that soon.
That's cool. Like the thought that you get to go to your publisher in London, that would be awesome.
Yeah, I'm kind of pinching myself. It's amazing.
You're living the dream. You are truly living the dream. All us comic book nerds that have been wanting to do what you're doing, you're living it. Guys, it can happen.
It absolutely can. Just keep writing, keep reading.
Oh, yeah. My daughter's one of those that she's writing her own little comic book, which I'm like, that's awesome.
That's great.
And she's like doing this whole thing with her cousin. I'm like, just keep doing it. And I said, yes. All the writers I've ever talked to have said, you got to read and you got to write. So just keep at it.
1,000%.
So, Adam, I know I got to let you go. It has been an awesome time. I hope you would want to come back to the show so we can talk a little bit longer. If I could catch you at a signing, I'm going to do that. I am going to catch one of those. And just like what we like to do with a lot of our guests, and I don't have one in my vicinity, but I'm going to send you some Geek Saga swag. So,
nice. Appreciate it.
Yeah, you have to let me know like shirt size and all that other stuff. You can message me where to send it, and I'll send that over to you because it's just awesome to have you on the show, period. Whether you wear it, it's okay.
No, that's awesome. I appreciate that. Cool.
So, guys, Adam Rose, huge detective. Hey, if you guys can't find it, well, then you've missed out. But you can't. But later on, it's going to come up. He said it's going to be in a whole, all together, one book. So check that out, guys. Keep an eye out. Keep an eye out for anything this man does because it's great writing. Seriously. Not just saying it because he's on the show. And when he gets off the show, I'll be like, God, it was awful. Oh. Seriously, I'm serious about this. So, Adam, thank you so much for being on. We look forward to the next time we get to actually have you on, and also the next time when I actually get a chance to meet you in person. Because
I look forward to it. Yeah,
you're in Eagle Rock.
Thank
I'm not
you.
too far from you, so I'm going to stalk you. I mean, I'm just kidding.
No, hey, let's meet up. Absolutely.
That would be awesome. So, guys, Adam Rose, thank you for coming on, and this is Adam Rose, our guest. All right, guys, that was shoot. Wait. He's gone. Okay, I got to center myself. Nope, that's not center. That's not center. Good enough. We'll take this, right? Yes, you guys love seeing my face. I know. Darren, what's going on? You just missed a great interview, sir. And also all the times I've gone to all the times I've gone to Home Depot. Like, you would have been loving everything I've been doing, and I've been at Home Depot a lot. It's insane. All the projects I'm doing. It's fun. But, God, guys, it was awesome to have Adam on the show. I honestly, when I say that I've been waiting to be able to get him on, I have been. Every time, like, I want to get him on or at a live event, I would always miss him. So I was kind of bummed. But it was awesome that he finally had the time to be able to come on. It was a short time, but it was cool. I love whatever time we get with our guests is amazing. And yeah, I was fanboying out because honestly, this is a great comic book. I'm serious. Like, the artwork for one is amazing. Magenta is amazing at what he does. I mean, look at this. He picked up one of the shots, but I mean, the artwork in this is awesome. And also the storytelling is great. The whole story is amazing. So if you guys get the chance, definitely get out there, pick up Huge Detective, and just check out, everything that Adam's going to be putting out, because I don't talk just to talk. I don't have the show just to do it, although I do because I love the show. But anyways, guys, so I think that'll do it for tonight because it was a quick show. Unless it's big. It's big. It is big, Darren. I don't have any other news for tonight. I didn't really have much else because, it's just been a lot going on in the last few days. I haven't been really home, so that's what's going on. Was in my shop, man, and I missed it. It's so, Darren, you're getting ready for OmegaCon. Guys, if you are available this weekend, go down to the Madero Fairgrounds for OmegaCon 2. I'm not going to be able to make it. I was really hoping I was going to be able to make it, but I can't. I'm actually stuck up here working. I was supposed to be at WeCon on the same day, which is in Chatsworth at the Chatsworth Block or the Valley Block Fest. Go, guys, 2 events. If you live down in Southern California, close to Chatsworth, or even within a driving distance, whatever, in SoCal, head over to WeCon at the Block Fest. We Can Be Heroes puts it on. It's got a lot of great people there. They're going to have several voice actors there and also a bunch of other people that are there that'll be signing. They will have a bunch of vendors that are within the little tent. Like I said, unfortunately, we can't make it down there, which I'm really, really bummed. It just happens when it comes to work, and also my team's not huge. So, guys, if you're out there watching and you're interested in doing something like this or going to events and being a correspondent for us at events, if you can do interviews, if you can do video, hit us up. DM us on our Instagram. I'm always checking that. I really am. And I didn't even notice that. Eugene and David. It's only me. But anyways, get over there. Hit us up. We'll talk. We'll see what we can do. And we'd love to have you guys part. We're trying to build our team. Not a squad. Somebody's like, oh, the Geek Squad? No, it's already taken. We can get hit with copyright infringement. Plus, we don't all work on computers. I like, comic books and cameras. But we want to build our team. We want to create something more. We want to be able to hit more events too, whether it's up north because we're getting a lot of events up there, or whether it's down south. We want to start spreading ourselves. Spread the love. Just spreading the love. But that's what we want to do. So if you guys are interested, by all means, hit us up. I'm serious. We are looking for a different perspective because it's two old, salty veterans that are on the show. And what we want is also it always sounds bad and people are like, why are you asking for that? Yes, we want a female, not anything bad about it, but I'm just saying the way people are like, you just want, pretty face. I already got a pretty face. So what are you guys talking about? We're just looking for a different perspective. Instead of just an old crusty perspective, we want a fresh new perspective. So yes, cosplayers, video gamers, comic book lovers, you're all welcome to hit us up and talk to us about it and see what we can do. See if it's even possible. Guys, right now we don't have another guest lined up just yet. We will be having guests coming on. We actually have some cosplayers coming on. And we're really excited about that too. We got two of them coming on, and I believe it's next week. I got the first one. Oh, so I do have a guest next week. Let me double check because, I want to make sure that I'm right on that. I believe it's in 2 weeks. Yes. Yeah, 2 weeks. 2 weeks we have one, and then another 2 weeks we have another. So we have two cosplayers coming up. I'll give you guys more when they get closer, but we're really excited about that because it's finally time to start getting new perspectives on our show as far as other things that are out there besides movies, comic books, and video games. We want somebody to talk about what they're building now. And we are going to expand into that a little bit more. So we're excited. We've got a couple of new people that may be coming on also. But yeah, we were going to be at Pasadena in the capacity of having a booth, PasadenaCon. Unfortunately, we are not going to have our booth. Again, it's the lack of personnel that kind of sucks that we can't do some of this stuff. Yeah. The bots have struck. It's funny. We haven't had a bot in a while, Dennis, but hey, you know what? It feels good to actually, at least somebody noticed us on Twitch besides, you being on. But yeah, we won't be at PasadenaCon in the capacity of having a booth. Just didn't work out. Hopefully next year we'll be able to do it. But we're hoping to be able to at least get our our media passes to show up for that. Comic Revolution in Ontario is actually the 16th, 17th, 18th, and Project Wish Upon a Star is going to be there. Darren, I want to be there. Like, there are so many people that are going to be there that we really want to see besides you and Veronica, because obviously you guys are first and foremost. But I have training that weekend, as always. But that's going to change. So I can't even make it to that. And I'm very upset. You don't even understand. Like, it's in my backyard, and I've yet to go. I've never been in all the last few years, anyways. But guys, go out there, check out Project Wish Upon a Star. Like I was telling Adam, there are a ton of cons coming up just this month alone. Like, James was on. I don't know why he never commented, which was weird. It's a very odd thing that James didn't say anything. I'm very hurt, actually. But, yeah, they're going to be, James and freaking Young Phil and, I don't know if Frey is going to go with them or not, but they're all going to be up at Gem State over in Boise, Idaho for Gem State Con, which is coming up, I think, the same weekend as Comic Revolution down in Ontario. And then obviously I just said Project Wish Upon a Star is going to be at Comic Revolution in Ontario. So like all our friends and family are going to be spreading out. We're the ones that are kind of stagnant just because that's what happens sometimes. But yeah, last week we had a great interview, which was Kalen Bean, which he was awesome to be on the show. He's a great podcaster, has tons of podcasts. He does a podcast with his dad, Michael Bean, which is Foolin' About. And it's a great podcast because his dad died. Like he kept saying, there's no filter on the man. There is no filter. He just tells the story as it is. It is awesome. I love listening to that podcast. So I'm giving a shout out to another podcast along with Distance Nerding, who has multiple podcasts that go on during the week. Check them out also. We've got Com Mix, which is all the guys down south. And Esteban. Oh my God, I can't believe I did that. Esteban and Ash and oh God, I'm in an old man moment right now, but it's okay. All those guys are great down there too. Check out their podcast. I like to talk about other people's podcasts because, you know, that's how we spread the news about all of us. It's a small industry. It's a big, like everybody they say has a podcast now, but it's actually really small when it comes to how, like, our world, our friends. Yes, I do have friends. But anyways, think that's going to do it for me tonight. And I actually went only an hour because, you know, when we usually have a guest, we go a little bit longer, but that's all right. You know, Adam gave us the time that he had, which is awesome. And of course, life always happens. Life continues. So he had to go do some things too. But as for me, I am going to call it a night because, like I said, I didn't have anything else after that. Unless Darren, you got anything else to say? Like I said, go check out their stuff that's going to be happening over at OmegaCon at Madero Fairgrounds this weekend. I believe it was like $12 ahead of time and $15 at the gate. There's still tickets you can get. I think that's all. Anybody? No? Okay. Well, it's been great, guys. Really, it has. I really do enjoy being on. I'm being serious. I love this. I always love talking to everybody. And, you know, usually, like I said, I have a news story or two. But tonight, I don't. Because all I wanted to do was just, you know, I want to do the interview. I want to focus in on that. It's what we like to do for our guests. But guys, if you get the chance, check out Project Wish Upon a Star. There is, I believe, the link that is in our bio. If it's not, I will put it up there. Or at least somebody said that it wasn't working, so I gotta look at that. But get over there, donate, help out Darren and Veronica and CCR OmegaCon Saturday. That's it. Okay. So those are the two events that they're doing. But these guys, I love Darren and I love Veronica. Amazing people. Like, nothing but love for them. They've done so much for us, which is awesome. They do so much with their charity. Guys, donate. Whether it's clicking on the link and donating to them or going to the event, picking something up there, or even just donating directly to them. They pour so much into this and they want to do so much for pediatric cancer patients, whether it's bringing the con experience to them or taking them to the con, which last year we did have one of their heroes show up to LA Comic Con, and we're hoping that this year we get another experience with that and be able to meet their little hero this year too. So, because we will be at LA Comic Con with them, which Darren, we got to start talking. But yeah, check them out. Also check out Comic Books for Kids, which is another great charity that we do talk about and also have worked with and had an interview with. Check them out. I don't think I have a link and I got to fix that, but go over there, donate. They're another charity that they bring together comic books to send over to these pediatric cancer wards and also memorabilia for these kids to have whether it's comic books or toys or whatever it may be that within our geek world for them to enjoy. But they also have one that's comic books for troops, which they obviously, you know, because we're part of the troops. They send comic books over to them also overseas, so they get to enjoy comic books just like us over here. Then we also have Stack Up, which is a veteran charity, which it not only works with those that are already out of the military, but also those that are still active. And what they do is they like to do a ton of stuff, whether it's bring the Joes over to a con. They'll fly them out and they'll, kind of herd them around because, that's what we need. Otherwise, if you let us loose, who knows what's going to happen? Madness will ensue. So it's better you put us in something that you could spot us, which is usually their red stack up shirts, herd us together and take us everywhere. Because I'm telling you, if like they let them loose in San Diego Comic-Con, there will be buildings burned. There will be just madness about, and that's probably just from a small group of 10. But it's a great charity because they also take whether it's board games or video game systems or video games, and they ship them out to whether it's overseas or to a local unit at a base, or even to those because they are big on mental health for us because we need it. They'll even ship it over to somebody that is at home to help them out, because the biggest thing that we don't want to see is we don't want to lose more troops, and not because of what's going on a battlefield somewhere far away, but by our own hand, because it's a real thing. Like, kid you not, it's a real thing. And it's hard for those of us that have been in the uniform to admit that we may need help. So it's a great charity. Check them out, guys. I know I got a little, but it's true. So those are 3 that we work with. Check them all out. Donate. I'm hoping that this year we can get a better handle on us working with Stack Up and to do some events to be able to raise some money for them. So there you go, guys. That's it for me tonight. It's a lot of fun. This is like my therapy, talking to you guys. I like to hear myself talk. I'm just kidding. No, I don't. I don't even like to look at myself. But come back next week, guys. Same geek time, same geek channels, which is YouTube, Twitch, Instagram. Not Facebook anymore. But at 7:30-ish, because we usually don't hit it on the mark like I did today, which was really kind of cool. It's like, oh, it's 7:30. Shots fired there. All right. But anyways, check us out next week as the saga continues.